Let's talk about the year that was. It must have been quite a tortuous one, and we saw demand fall off. By how much? And indeed, has that come back, and has a second wave been the same for you as the first one?
Yeah, hi. Thanks for having me over. The second wave started out exactly in similar fashion to the first wave, and there has been disruption, especially in a perishable category like dairy, which is a very complex supply chain. We're having which interacts with hundreds of thousands of consumers at one end on a daily basis, and at the same time, hundreds and thousands of millions of farmers at the other end. So yes, the initial months have been disruptive in the second wave, especially as all the frontline channels had been locked down, as many cities and semi-urban towns and cities in India went through the lockdown. And India's retail environment is largely unorganized, and modern trade or organized trade is a very small proportion. So many of these outlets remained closed throughout this, and that impacted the demand side in the dairy space by 20 to 30% overall. But at the same time, we're beginning to see, as things are opening up, we're beginning to see an upswing, and everybody's hopeful that things will open up soon, and especially organized, branded food companies and food brands will really benefit from these as consumers make that switch.
Srikumar, did this whole episode, give you time to sit back and perhaps look at the business itself and reposition it in any way? And if so, where are you going next? I mean, you talk about the branded product side of things. You've, of course, got different products which have done better than others. Give us a sense of how you've been looking at it.
Right. Rishaad, I think if you look at it from a macro perspective, I think there are three major paradigm shifts that are happening in India as a market. If you look at the dairy food space, it's a $50-60 billion sector. It's a huge space, and a lot of it has been in the unorganized space. Just about 7-8 billion is in the organized space, and that is rapidly changing now. And I think the COVID-induced situation is only accelerating this change even more, where the organized sector is going to become much more, have a much larger market share and take consumer mind space. Secondly, people are more concerned about their health, and people are making much more informed choices about the food that they consume. And brands and food products which have a functional benefit, which touch the consumer's health in various ways from a functionality perspective, will really tend to benefit as consumers make that informed choice now and are willing to pay a premium for that value. I think that's a big change that is going to happen in a price-sensitive market like India. And I think the third one is how India is becoming more omni-channel. I spoke about the unorganized retail sector. Apart from the retail channels getting organized, the direct-to-home subscription, the D2C space is really exploding. And something like a daily consumable like dairy is very closely aligned with the D2C space. So these are the three large paradigms, I think. And that's where a company like ours really scores and stands to do well. And we're really looking forward to how we will be leveraging this. We've already been seeing that in the last 12 months or so, when our D2C play has been growing exponentially across the East, and also our we're getting a lot more consumer franchise into our mass premium brand.
Just to pick up on the conversation, we have technology touching almost every industry, including milk. I mean, you're tapping blockchain technology to perhaps track the milk process. Take us through what is expected and how excited you are about that.
No, Haslinda, we're absolutely thrilled about the work that our team is doing in that space. So, when I founded Milk Mantra, the original idea has always been to solve this problem of trust deficit between consumers and food. And that trust deficit arises out of a lot of reasons. which leads to adulteration, contamination, the last mile integrity of the food value chain not being in place. So all of these issues, when you look at, technology has to play a very important role in solving this trust deficit. And we've been investing in our tech stack across the value chain significantly. And the latest initiative that we've been looking at is how do we solve this trust deficit even more by looking at traceability in the entire food value chain, from the time milk is sourced from a farmer in a collection point right up to the time it reaches a consumer. Can we provide that digital visibility of traceability? Can we onboard certifications and other approvals onto a digital platform as well? And can we make companies compliant on a digital platform? So all of these problems we could solve through a blockchain platform, and we've been doing a lot of work on that. Our pilots been already rolled out, and through our app, consumers can just scan a pack of Milky Moo and see the entire journey of the product and all the certifications and all the quality parameters that's there. And I think that's how the future of food transparency will be across the world.
In the end, though, what will that mean for your market share? What will it mean for your earnings going forward?
No, absolutely. I think like I was saying, the consumers are evolving much more right now, and brands that engage with consumers in more ways than one and really solve the problem in various ways, apart from product innovation, apart from the quality, also in terms of how they are leveraging technology to provide something, a piece of information which really enhances the experience of the consumer. Such brands will stand to gain significantly. So that way we expect our market share across Eastern India to go up significantly over the next 4 to 5 years. And besides that, because of this, the approach of building a brand and a company in this way, consumers see the value for that and are willing to pay the premium, which means that margins will expand, and which has also enabled Milk Mantra to be one of the most profitable and high margin players in the dairy space in India. And that is only going to be strengthened as we continue to sort of be focused on our purpose and build profitability along with that.